Dan Illman, Matt Birney are one of two graded stakes races for two-year-olds at Churchill Downs on Saturday. Race number 11 is the Grade 2 Pocahontas. Let's take a look at this field. Field again for two-year-old fillies. It's a big field. It's a great betting race. Your morning line favorite is at 4-1. That's the Keeneland graduate number 8, Sunny Skies. Distance could prove key. Many of these two-year-old fillies have yet to try two turns. The pace should be extremely fast, and some of these could be extremely tired at the end of the race.
And I think this is when you want to put most of your stock into the whole pedigree analysis of these races because, like you say, some of these horses are supposedly bred to go long, and I think at this point you just have to hope that they kind of run to their pedigree and appreciate being stretched out to two turns for the first time.
Sunny Skies is by Kentucky Derby winner Animal Kingdom. She is a half-sister to Sky Cape, who won the Grade 2 La Jolla, I believe, around two turns, so she certainly has an acceptable route pedigree. And last time out in the Ellis Park, debutante. For the first time in her career, she was behind horses. She was a gate-to-wire winner in starts 1 and 2. She ended up kind of behind the 8-ball last time out, and maybe she just didn't like it.
Goofy with the lead change, like you had made mention we talked about before we came on, and I don't know, I just kind of look at that Ellis Park debutante. Didn't she have the run of the race along with Kelly's Humor where the pace was just unbelievably fast and it fell apart early on and then, or late I should say, and then here come the closers? I don't know, there's just a part of me that wants to say, as much as I respect those two horses, I just kind of want to play against them a little bit.
I agree that there was a very fast pace in the Ellis Park debutante. It seemed to benefit the closers. There might be a similar situation in here. And as for Kelly's Humor, I mean, she's done some nice things in her career. She has already won around a route of ground, although she won that one-turn, 1.5-turn race at Ellis Park, and she drew the advantageous rail that day to win in basically gate-to-wire fashion. But it was nice to see her come from off the pace in the Ellis Park debutante last time out. It's apparent she has some ability. I just hate this post position.
Yeah, the post is brutal, but I have to be honest, you laid out the reason that I'm going to be a little bit kinder to her or like her a little bit more than Sunny Skies, because in the debut she won in gate-to-wire fashion, and then in the most recent start, the debutante, she came from way out of it when the pace just completely fell apart. I love the fact that she's shown versatility already. Doesn't hurt that she already has the highest last out buyer of the 69.
Maybe if you're looking to take someone out of the Ellis Park debutante, it should be the one that was on that pace, and that's the number 10, Upset Brewing, who could not have been more impressive two back in a maiden race at 7 furlongs, winning off by the length of the stretch. She was the favorite in the Ellis Park debutante. She made the lead early after making her move into the teeth of the pace, and then she understandably got tired. One of her half-siblings was third in the Canadian Derby, something going 11 furlongs, so maybe this distance will be okay.
Yeah, it's entirely possible, and I think you can make the case that she ran the best race in the Ellis Park debutante. Right or wrong, and you correct me if I'm wrong, or if I just am looking at this ridiculously, I see Justin Phillip, and I know he's early as far as a sire, and you don't know what they're ultimately going to be. I see Justin Phillip, and I'm terrified about distance. I know that you've got all that class and that distance on the bottom side. Justin Phillip didn't want to go any more than 7 furlongs. I'm afraid about it.
Mostly a sprinter, no doubt about it. We will see how she wants to handle this distance, especially if there is another fast pace. Plus, the Ellis Park debutante has not exactly come back very strong just yet. Let's see what the Timeform US pace projector has in store for the Pocahontas, as you see by the red bar. Fast pace. The 7 Take Charge Paula figures to be the one making the lead. She is 2 for 2 for a very good trainer in Kelly Breen, but not only will she deal with pace pressure, she is stretching out 3 furlongs.
Yeah, but big stretch out in distance. And I like the fact that she's won at 2 different racetracks, but she's done it only in gate-to-wire fashion. And boy, if she's going to win this thing in gate-to-wire fashion, she's going to have to earn it.
Horse that's second, according to Timeform US, in the early portion of this race. The 4 Harbor Lights won the slower division of maiden special weights at Ellis Park on August the 12th, but she has a distance pedigree.
Yeah, she really does. She's 3/4 the Lady Lumberjack. She was a multiple graded stakes winning router. You see Shackelford on top. I mean, I think the distance is going to be beneficial for her. The other thing that I like about her anyway, she showed a little bit of tenacity early on where she had to deal with a little bit of her heat early on, put the other pace setter away. She finished up the track and this horse went on like a good thing. I don't think the distance is going to be any sort of an issue, and I have a feeling she's going to be able to come to hand. I don't think you're going to get the 8-1 morning line though.
If you're looking for pedigree, not much finer than the 3 Snowfire. This is a daughter of Tappet. The dam was a multiple grade 3 stakes winner going long, and I mean long.
Yes.
1.5 miles long. Snowfire, good debut winner at Churchill Downs. Beaten favorite last time out in the Schuylerville. What happened?
Yeah, I liked her in the Schuylerville, and it just seemed like a very odd, seemed like a couple of things were a bit bizarre. It was an odd ride and an odd effort because it seemed like she ran in spots, but it was like she was up into the running and then she was hard held, and the minute they stopped on her, she got outrun and she couldn't quite pick up the pace again. Dream It Is a really talented horse for Barb Minshall up in north of the border. I just don't know what I really think of the Schuylerville as a whole. You have had a next out winner with a 74, but I'm unsure, and I think she's going to get overbet.
If you want a closer, they don't come from farther back than the 2 First Mate, who made her career debut in a stakes race restricted to fellow Minnesota breds. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
In that 6-furlong race, First Mate was 20 lengths out of it after the first quarter mile, and she won by 9. Only a 41 Beyer speed figure, but a positive formulator fact for trainer Joe Sharp, who's obviously having a breakout year with the Haskell winner. 2 years, 2-year-olds, dirt maiden winner last, 30%, 254 ROI. Is this filly good enough?
I don't think so. I think a bit of it was an optical illusion where, I mean, it helps when you're facing lesser horses and much lesser horses. She's going to need to jump up by leaps and bounds, but hey, it is kind of a funny replay to watch.
Primo Extremo, the number 5 of the very promising young stallion, overanalyzed, has not been headed at all in 2 lifetime starts, gets the acid test from a distance, class, and pace standpoint.
Yeah, I have no knocks. I like the way that this horse moves. I just think this is going to be a big ask. First time stretching out and first time facing really good horses.
Vision of Justice, a popular debut winner at Ellis Park, another one stretching all the way out 3 furlongs. Only a 52 Beyer speed figure for the debut. Not sure she's fast enough to get to that similar spot as last time.
I think she just adds to the pace early on.
Lady Freedom won by a neck at Gulfstream last time out. Only a 51 Beyer speed figure. They're taking a shot here with a big priced winner. Patrona Margarita is a half to Texas Chrome.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of pedigree here, and she came from off the pace last time out going 5 furlongs. My problem is she's stretching out 3.5 furlongs. We haven't seen her in 2 months. Brett Calhoun, I like his sprinters, his little sprinters. I'm not sure how this one's going to stretch out, even with the pedigree.
Agree 100%, and it also doesn't help that she's breaking from post 11. She's going to have to do a lot of running.
Let's take a look at our top picks for this year's Pocahontas. We're looking for a horse with the ability to come from off the pace, with the pedigree, with a speed figure. That's the 9 Sultry.
She checks all the boxes for you and I anyway, and I think from a price standpoint, we're going to get rewarded as well if we're right. I think that most recent start going 6.5, I know the race hasn't come back good. I loved everything she did there. She came from off the pace. She was professional. It's not like the pace was electric. She sat off of an honest pace, not a crazy one, but she went on with it like a good thing. Her best stride late. She leveled off, galloped out like an absolute monster. You talk about the pedigree. You look at the bottom, the dam. She was a stakes place router. I just think there's a lot of things to like here.
Yeah, that dam in a grade 2 finished first, going 1.25 miles, was DQ'd and placed second. She's by Malibu Moon. Shouldn't be an issue with distance. We'll see if she can step up. I'm not worried about her stretching out. She should get a fast pace. We'll see if she's good enough. I don't know if we get the 10-1 on the morning line because of the pace situation. I think we might take 6. You're going 9, 12, 4, and 10. I'm going 9, 8, 12, and 10. And the Pocahontas, race number 11 at Churchill Downs on Saturday. It has an approximate post of 5:50 Eastern. Good luck.